Alright people, so just a really big another huge piece of information here on fluoride and the dangers of it. This was very lightly covered in the mainstream media. The only website that really picked it up was Newsweek.com. I mean, why isn't this a huge fucking issue? You know, we were told that, you know, they put fluoride in our water to help our teeth. Well, this huge scientific review shows no, that's not the case. And, you know, Newsweek comes out with kind of a mild headline, in my opinion, a very mild headline, saying fluoridation may not prevent cavities, scientific review shows. You know, and if you actually read the article, they come to the conclusion that fluoride does not, you know, fluoride in the water does not reduce cavities. So I think the headline should be fluoride does not prevent cavities, scientific review shows, not may not. Big difference there. But anyway, you know, I highlight, it's a big article, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to read some of it here. The Core Hand Collaboration, a group of doctors and researchers known for their comprehensive reviews, which are widely regarded as the gold standard of the scientific rigor in assessing effectiveness of public health policies, recently set out to find out if fluoridation reduces cavities. They reviewed every study done on fluoridation that they could find, then windowed down the collection to only the most comprehensive, well-designed, and reliable papers. Then they analyzed these studies' results and published their conclusion in a review earlier this month. So that's really what a scientific review is, looking at studies and coming to a conclusion. The review identified only 3 studies since 1975 of sufficient quality to be included that address the effectiveness of fluoridation on tooth decay in the population at large. These papers determined that fluoridation does not reduce cavities to a statistically significant degree in permanent teeth, says study co-author Anne-Marie Glennie, a health science researcher at Manchester University in the UK. The authors found only 7 other studies worth of inclusion dating prior to 1975. The authors also found only 2 studies since 1975 that looked at the effectiveness of reducing cavities in baby teeth and found fluoridation to have no statistically significant impact here either. The scientists also found insufficient evidence that fluoridation reduces tooth decay in adults. From the review were unable to determine whether water fluoridation has an impact on caries levels in adults, and a carie is kind of like a tooth decay sort of shit. Frankly, this is shocking, says Thomas Zoller, a scientist at UMass Amherst, uninvolved in the work. The study does not support the use of fluoride in drinking water, so that's what he said. That's what Trevor Sheldon said, my bad, who is the dean of the Hull York Medical School in the UK. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people obviously saying, you know, about this, that it shows that fluoride isn't what they say it is. So I'm gonna move on. I just want to go over this part of the article too. This little paragraph here. It says, it has also become clear in the last 15 months that fluoride primarily acts topically, according to the CDC. Alright, so the CDC is saying that it only acts topically. Alright, you know, and what I've heard about fluoride is that it just destroys everything. It's like this big chemical, you know, it's obviously an element on the periodic table, a halogen, but it just destroys everything, including, you know, so it does harm to your body, but you know, it also helps your teeth in a way. So that's what I've heard about it. So that would make sense. And then it says, so yeah, let me just start reading off here from the beginning. It has also become clear in the last 15 years that fluoride primarily acts topically, according to the CDC. It reacts with the surface of the tooth enamel, making it more resistant to acids exerted by bacteria. Thus, there is no good reason to swallow fluoride and subject every tissue of your body to it, Theisen says. So there you go. I mean, you know, it's good for your teeth, I guess, in a way, but, you know, as they were saying, you know, you just swallow it, and then, you know, you look at all the other studies they've done on it that I've covered on this channel, just in this year. They did a study linking it to ADHD, They did a study linking it to depression, hyperthyroidism. I mean, it's been linked to so many horrible things. Reduced IQ, higher cancer rates, bone cancer specifically. So, I mean, there's been tons of information, tons of studies, tons of this and that on fluoride in the water. And I think the narrative of, or the talking point of fluoride is this great thing is really coming down, and people are realizing that it's not a good thing. And even if it was a good thing, you don't mass medicate a whole population. You can't give, when you go to the fucking doctor to get medication, they're not going to they're not going to give you the same, amount of medicine for a baby that they are a grown adult. And there's people that drink different levels of water. I mean, if you're a runner, you're going to probably drink a ton of fucking, an athlete or somebody like that, you're going to drink a ton of fucking water. If you're training for a marathon, you could be drinking 4 or 5 times the amount of water that of a normal person would drink who's sitting on his ass all day. So you're getting 4 or 5 times the amount of fluoride. That's not good. You always hear the expression, something of a good thing's not, is still bad. Well, now you're having a lot of a bad thing, which is really fucking bad. So there you go, people. How much more evidence do you need? Do you want me to keep going through the reviews, the studies of fluoride on this channel? Because that's what I keep doing. I keep exposing it as this horrible thing. And again, when does the government ever do anything good for you? I mean, it never does anything good for you. I mean, if you go from, local government, but I mean, from the higher ups, from the upper echelons, from the federal government, they're always, everything they get involved in is corrupt. Everything's, huge government. Everything they get involved in, they fuck up. I mean, welfare, healthcare, you name it. They fuck it up. So why would we trust them with this? Why are we so trusting of the government with this? We shouldn't be. We should be holding our government's feet to the fire, and that's what people are failing at doing now. So just look at the studies. Take 5 minutes, read the articles, read the studies. I got a study right here, actually, that I printed out myself. Oh, this is from NIH.gov. Even the own government admits its fluoride causes cancer. It was in fucking National Institute of Health. This is what the study said. In conclusion, our study suggested that low levels of fluoride exposure in drinking water had negative effects on children's intelligence and dental health, and confirmed the dose-response relationships between urine fluoride and IQ scores, as well as dental fluorosis. So there you go, people. And I actually gave this to people. Some of my friends, they didn't even give a shit about it. That's what people are. Oh, wow, it says fluoride reduces IQ, negative effects on children's intelligence and dental health. Oh, who gives a shit? Who cares? We care more about the home run derby, So there you go, people. Wake up. We realize that there's been numerous evidence and studies done on fluoride to suggest it's not good for you. So don't take it. Filter your water. I have a filter somewhere around here. I have filtered water. I think there's filtered water in here. But there you go, people. Do your research, get informed, and wake the fuck up. So there you go, people.